All right, let's jump right in. We're not talking about just slapping a chatbot onto a website anymore. No, this is a whole different ballgame. We're talking about a complete overhaul in how professional websites and apps are built, from the very first idea with AI as a true collaborator every single step of the way.
You've got to wonder, right? With all the amazing tools and tech we have now, making a website should be a piece of cake. But we've all seen it. Countless projects that just end up slow, clunky, insecure, or, well, just flat out broken. They don't do what they were supposed to do, and it often comes down to a few critical mistakes that people keep making over and over.
So, before we get all excited about the AI-powered future, we need to take a hard look at the present. Why, with all this incredible technology at our fingertips, do so many projects still manage to trip and fall right at the starting line?
And look, these aren't just little slip-ups. These are major failures that can sink a project. Take incomplete input validation. It sounds super technical, right? But it's really simple. It means not bothering to check what a user is typing into a form. That's like leaving your front door wide open for hackers. And then there's the classic mix-up between authentication, which is just proving who you are, and authorization, which is what you're actually allowed to do once you're inside. Get those wrong, fail to plan for more than 10 visitors at a time, and you've basically built a ticking time bomb.
But, bad code is only one part of the problem. The other massive issue? Bloat. Just pure, unnecessary bloat. Think about the classic WordPress site. Somebody grabs a clunky page builder, throws it on the cheapest shared hosting they can find, and the result is a website that's so heavy it practically groans. It's a terrible experience for the user before they've even seen a single thing. And that bloat, it has a real, measurable cost. It's called time to first byte, or TTFB. It's the time you spend staring at a blank screen, just waiting for the server to wake up and do something. You want that number to be under 200 milliseconds. This number, over a full second, is an absolute eternity on the internet. It's the digital equivalent of watching paint dry, and it's a direct result of building on that shaky, bloated foundation.
So, how do we fix all this? Well, we don't. We don't just patch up the old, broken system. We throw it out and replace it with a totally new way of working. A modern pipeline where AI isn't just some add-on. It's the engine driving the whole thing.
Think about it. The old way of building a website was a one-way street. You'd build it, you'd launch it, and then you'd pretty much just let it sit there and collect dust until it was time for a big, expensive redesign. The new way, it's a living, breathing cycle. You build, you learn from real users, and then you evolve the site based on what you learned. Constantly.
And here's what that pipeline actually looks like. It all starts with a simple idea. AI helps turn that idea into a detailed blueprint. From there, you build and deploy it. But, and this is the most important part, it doesn't end there. The second it's live, the evolve stage kicks in, feeding insights and data right back to the beginning of the loop. It becomes a system that's always getting smarter.
Okay, let's get our hands dirty. How does AI actually work as a collaborator? What does it do at each stage of the build? Let's break it down.
It all begins with the blueprint. You can literally give an AI a one-sentence description of your business, and it will spit out detailed user journeys and a full sitemap. Then you pop over to a design tool like Figma, and another AI will generate your entire visual identity. Colors, fonts, buttons, the whole shebang. A process that used to be bogged down in weeks of meetings and revisions, it's now done in a matter of hours. It's wild. So you have this perfect, beautiful, AI-generated blueprint in your hands. Now comes the big question. You have to make a choice. Which tool are you going to use to actually build this thing? And trust me, your choice here makes all the difference. Let's look at two big players right now. On one side, you've got Flutter. It's a super powerful toolkit from Google that gives you absolute control over everything. But yeah, you got to roll up your sleeves and write code. On the other side is Flutterflow, a visual drag-and-drop builder. It's incredibly fast for getting a prototype out the door. But here's the catch. A lot of pros call it a technical debt generator. That means you get speed now, but the messy code it produces can become a nightmare to maintain later on, costing you way more time and money in the long run.
Today, a great website isn't just a brochure, it's a dynamic system. And that's where automation comes in. It's like the website's central nervous system. Using tools like Zapier or Make.com, you can connect everything together. When someone fills out a form, it automatically goes to your sales team. When a purchase is made, a thank you email goes out. And now, AI can actually help write the complex rules for all these connections, turning your site into the true hub of your business.
So, we've got our design, we've built it, we've automated it, now we get to the part that really changes everything. The final stage of the pipeline. What happens after you click that Publish button? First things first, a professional launch doesn't happen on some $10 a month hosting plan. It happens in the cloud, on platforms like Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud. Now, you don't need to memorize all these product names. The only thing you need to know is what they do. They put your website on servers all around the world, making it blazing fast and super reliable for every single visitor, no matter where they are.
And before you go live, you go through a professional hardening process. This is non-negotiable. You run performance audits to make sure it's fast. You put up a firewall to block the bad guys. You double and triple check all your SEO settings so Google can actually find you. And you shrink every single image to be as small as possible. You launch from a position of strength.
And this right here is probably the most important mental shift of all. Launch day isn't the finish line, it's the starting line. Your project isn't done. It has just been born. And now, the real work of learning and growing begins. So the first step of this new life is to just observe. Tools like Microsoft Clarity can literally record what your users are doing, creating heat maps of where they click, how far down the page they scroll, everything. Then AI sifts through thousands of these sessions, finds the patterns, like, hey, everyone is clicking on this thing that isn't a button, and turns all that messy data into simple, clear instructions on what to fix.
And that's where observing turns into evolving. The AI doesn't just tell you there's a problem, it helps you fix it. It'll say, this page has a really high bounce rate. Try moving the Buy Now button up higher. It can even create 2 different versions of the page for an A/B test to prove that the new design actually works better. It can even tweak your text to improve your SEO. It's incredible.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? We've moved away from this idea of building something once, carving it in stone, and hoping it lasts forever. Now, it's all about tending a digital garden, constantly pruning, watering, and helping it grow, with AI as our super smart gardening assistant.
So what does all this mean for you, for us? It means our roles are changing. We're shifting away from being manual laborers, worrying about every little line of code, and we're becoming strategic directors. Our job is to guide the AI, to make the big picture decisions, and to curate the overall experience.
And that really leaves us with one last big question. When all the tedious, repetitive, manual labor is handled by our AI collaborators, what does that free us up to do? When the how is taken care of, what amazing, ambitious, and incredible things will we finally have the time to create?